Hi there, everybody. It's Ha from Alleyvision. We're here to help you learn how to make some masks. We're using recycled linen flour sacks, and they make really great masks. You want to, you can use any fabric. You don't have to use these, of course, but this is what we had on hand. But you guys need to choose the best, highest thread count fabric that you can find. That's really important, okay? So use whatever you got. We're using flour sacks. All right. So first we wash them twice. We bleach them, and then we press them a bajillion times, but this is the first time. And then when we get to this place, we cut out a bunch of them at once. We'll stack them all together and cut them at once. But Bill's going to show you here how easy it is. Our fabric is 34 to 36 inches long. Each mask is 8 1/4 inches wide. In each bag we get 4 masks and the ties that go with them as well. So they're 13 inches long and 8 1/4 wide. All right, now he's showing you how at the edge of this bag we mark it for 2 inches, and there's just enough 2-inch strips to make ties for the 4 masks. It's pretty handy, actually. And there you go. So basically, we do this for one bag, and we'll lay it on top of a pile of them, and then cut a whole bunch of them at once. That's it. So next is the cutting. Get that done. And we'll move on to the pre-assembly pieces that have to be made. These are the ties. These are those 2-inch strips. I just sew them together into a big pile, and that makes it easier at the end. We can go a lot faster. Seems I have to hold a puppy while I talk to you guys. I fold them in thirds, nice and easy. You'll see here in just a minute. I show you, how I do it. It's really simple. You could go through the trouble of pressing each one, but this is already a very big project with a lot of pressing in it anyway, so I kind of skip that. And it's pretty easy to do as you go, as you can see. And they're not dirty. They have ink on them, because they were printed flour sacks. So they have different inks and stamps from wherever they were headed out to. These are from Centennial Mills right here in Portland, Oregon. And they were flour sacks for rescue missions and things to all different places all over the world. So they are definitely a labor of love, and the fabric is so incredible. So we're using them for the mask because they make a perfect mask. In here, I've just taken the mask cut out, and I'm leaving the top 2 inches of the bag unsewn, and then just doing a stitch all the way around, leaving both sides the 2 inches open around at the top, so that you can flip it inside out and then iron it all flat again, make it look nice and have nice edges and it won't fray. but also so that you can insert the top tie where the nose wire goes, which we'll get to that in just a second here. And by the way, I have apocalypse hands, obviously. You know, I haven't been out of the house in a month, so looks like, you know, there's not a whole lot of manicuring going on and a whole lot of painting and crafting. Okay, so see, there's the openings. Turn them out inside out, and you know the drill. Go press them again. All right, so that's the first step. Now we're making those wire things that go over your nose so you can shape it, make the mask fit to your face really, really tight and well. We're just using common baling wire you can get in the hardware store. We just happen to have it on hand. That was why we started this, because we had every single thing we needed to do the project. And we're just using what we have. He's cutting that wire 5 1/4 inches long. He has a little thing on the table so he didn't have to measure it each time, because you got to cut a lot of them if you're making a lot of masks. Now, baling wire will, you know, rust and turn your mask all nasty. So first we, to take care of that, first we turn the ends in so it's not pokey. You know, we don't want to make it uncomfortable for anyone. That's just a little thing. When we take care of the rusting and baling wire issue here in a few minutes, you'll see, and you'll understand why it's not a problem. I'm sure you could use any kind of wire. You know, I've heard of people using, what are they called, the pipe cleaners and all kinds of different things. So any kind of wire, I'm sure, would do. Look around. I'm sure you've got some around there. Alrighty then. There's your baling wire nose piece. And now we're going to assemble the nose wire onto the mask itself, or onto the mask tie, itself. So you lay it out, you find the middle, you place that wire right on the tie in the middle of the tie. We've got 5 inches of duct tape there. Good old duct tape. And you tape it down to the tie. And then you wrap it around. So this is going to seal that baling wire inside and keep it from rusting and make it more flexible and more durable. And on one side, the wire will be, you can see it through the tape. And on the other side, it will have the padding from the tie itself. All right, let's get this thing put together. All right, so now he's going to show you, here we use the clothespin, and we take each one of these bags that have been, you know, turned and pressed and all that lovely stuff. We use the clothespin to help grab it through the top of the bag, makes it easier for threading. Center that thing right in the middle. You're going to sew through all of that here in just a second, so that's not a problem. And you want to make sure that the wire side is up, is what he's showing you there, so that the padding is against the nose. So that's the front of your mask. And then guess what? We're going to press it again. We're going to press this a couple of times. We want that tape to get hot and kind of melt together and seal against itself. And that will give it longer durability and make it more waterproof. Press again. You know, there's a lot of pressing. You could, of course, we have a press, but you could use any, you know, iron. If you're using a high cotton or a linen cloth, you'll need to use a high heat iron as well. A lot. Okay, so that kind of like melts the tape into place too. It kind of holds it there for you. It's nice. You don't have to pin it. So here, you know, you're just sewing through the tie itself and closing the bag, and then sewing all the way across, straight across. which, you know, I'm not a seamstress, so they're not perfect, but, you know, they're straight-ish, and they do the job, and it holds that piece in there so it won't be sliding around and keeps it, you know, laying more flat, not allowing it to curl up and be uncomfortable. There you go. See? That's pretty straight. I didn't do too bad. All right, good. Good Lord, somebody help me with that manicure. I got halfway through it and gave up. We have these tags printed for fabric, for flour sack clothing that we were making. And so when that project stopped, we remembered we had these, and they're actually really great care instructions for the exact fabric that we're using. So it was perfect for this project. We decided to use them on the mask. A lot easier than writing out instructions for each one, and they're always there, so you can't lose them. Also, all the way around that through both sides, you know, of the bag. Now it's double layered, and I think it added more stability, and it just made it feel more stable at the bottom when I sewed on the lower strap. It just felt more solid that way, so I sewed it together there. All righty then. The big thing here is the pleating, and it's not my forte, but Bill has it down pat, so he'll walk you through it here. Each pleat is about 2 inches. He's using his man fingers to do that, but they equal about 2 inches. Now he's going to press each pleat. With the linen and us not having a super heavy-duty sewing machine at the time of filming, we were trying to get them to become as thin as possible so they'd be easier to sew. There's a lot of pressing, front and back, and that kind of helps hold those things together too when you're sewing. And it has a stronger integrity, memory, I guess, of the fabric itself, so that they really hold together well even after you wash them and everything. Oh, and we're going to show you how we take care of ours and wash them here at the end, so stick around to the end for that. So again, he's going to, you know, do each layer there, and it's I guess the most important thing on these folds is that you want the folds to kind of hit the midway of the fold above it. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I'm sure you can see it. But they don't cover each other entirely. See, and that's even a better way to see it right there in that shot. And then the third and final pleat. You can see how he's got them all layered there. The constant ironing is also another way that you can keep them sterilized. You can't put these masks in a microwave because metal, duh, but you can iron them, and with steam and iron, and you can sterilize them. They're pretty darn clean that way, and if you just needed to quickly do it. All right, we're going to do the final little thing here. The top stitch has been done. Everything's ready. You're going to take one of your ties, fold it in half, and find the middle. Go ahead and pin that there. It just makes it easier when you're sewing so it doesn't flop around. And our tables are clean, I promise. They're just paint tables. We're artists, not usually doing sewing, so all of my paint tables have been pressed into service for this project. You just want to sew through all the layers. I'd have to go pretty slow because of the thickness. And you just want to start underneath that first seam where the nose guard was protecting it there. And I like to sew the tie all the way across the bottom. It has a lot more stability to the way the mask fits on the face. And bada bing, there you go. Trim it all up and clean it up and you have a mask. They're super easy to care for. They're very soft on the face. They're not scratchy or yucky. They're very nice linen. And the pleats open up around your face, you know, around your mouth and your nose there. So it makes it easier to breathe. They're not that easy to breathe through. That's kind of the point. They're a very thick weave. There's your care instructions hidden underneath that front fold. Also, it kind of reminds you that that's the front of the mask. And there you go. A flour sack mask. You know, we will, after we've done all this, we spray them and then we hang them out in the sun to dry because that's good mojo. Then we put them all into bags and pass them out.
Hey guys, we just wanted to real quick show you how we deal with the masks and cleaning them to keep things nice and easy. So Bill took one of the laundry containers and just cut the top off of it here almost. And we put a little water in there and a little bit of the Clorox, you know, the bleach. And we let them soak in there. And then when we're washing them, we just use our washer. We have an old-fashioned one, and we just turn it on, hot water, rinse it out inside the tub there, and then go ahead and do laundry, like we'll do the whites or whatever, because it's got bleach in it. So that's how we do that. And then once they're all wrung out, we hang them up over here on our in our black light area, see? And they dry, and they have another layer of sanitation, you know, and sterilization with the black lights. So when everybody comes into our house now, they strip down and all the clothes go in the wash, the masks go into the bin, and they put on a robe or one of the overalls and go take a shower before anything else happens. And the shoes stop here too. It's a really good idea to have a decontamination area in your home if you are living with someone who's compromised, like I am. And everybody has been really great about it, and we tried to make it as easy as possible for everybody to be safe but not have it be too burdensome. So we hope that helps you guys in your cleaning and stuff needs for your masks. We love you. Please stay safe, and we'll talk to you later.